Yes, this works particularly with our freshman class. So we admit about 10,000 from about 60,000 applications. Most are UC eligible. And so we try to put a class together really looking at students who come from challenges, which may relate to family or family income, or underrepresented populations, those who have less challenge. So it's much like the private universities have done for a long period of time. You have many thousands of students who are eligible, and you try to build a class that really provides a diverse experience for students from low income, high income, different social backgrounds, different ethnicities. So the idea is to build a freshman class that really represents a population of California. Well, I think it brings the student experience into sharper focus. So if you're talking in a class about social issues as it relates to income class, you've got students who have experienced different backgrounds, or if you have classes that look at how history has treated race, ethnicity, you really want people who've experienced it so they can begin to share. So I think the academic excellence really hangs on having a real balance within the classes. About half of our freshman class, about 2,000, elect to take a cluster. We offered 10. Clusters are really built around themes that are, I think, important to society. So we have some on global environment, some that relate to historical moments in time. We have what we call the hippie cluster, which focuses on the 60s, and really a lot of music, art, politics really were seminal. So the themes are developed over a years-long period. And having students with different backgrounds, I think, really bring out the different perspectives. So not only do the faculty have different perspectives because they come from a different discipline, but students have different perspectives. I'm fond of saying that more is not better. And I think our curricula have grown excessively because we tend to teach what we like, what we know. And by asking for learning objectives, it really does force them to pare back to the essence of the subject, not all the detail. We've taken, I think, what most people call the blended approach, trying to encourage faculty, when possible, to use web-based learning to their advantage. This may be by giving quizzes, by setting up self-paced learning modules so students can go at their own pace. The other thing that we found quite effective is that students can blog. Now, how does that work? Well, they're not writing about their feelings, but they're expressing them, which they may not be able to do in class. And we find some of the blogging relative to certain topics to be more interesting to the faculty than their papers, because they really begin to express their feelings. I think it depends on how long you've been at UCLA. I've been there 40 years, and I've seen every 5 to 10 years big swings in state economic situations. This is the worst that I've seen. But we're just at the beginning, and I think with every economic situation, it brings challenge, which really forces us to restructure. And those restructurings over the years have been very valuable. So I think there is concern that we stay competitive, but also there is hope that we can use this opportunity to really rethink some of what we do. It's a challenging time, and I think we won't know for another 3 or 4 years what the effects will be. Well, I think there are hopes that we could be more efficient in our teaching. We have duplicate areas that we could pare down. We could use electronic teaching perhaps more effectively, but that's often expensive to start up. My hope is that the undergraduate program might be restructured so students have less prescription and more freedom and more choice, and that we might have some very innovative programs come out of this crisis.